Welcome to the Occupational Safety Leadership Podcast, episode number 183. And in today's episode, we're going to just talk about, do you have a vision? And by a vision, it's where do you want your department, your company, your safety program, where do you want these to be? And how do you plan on getting there? So I know that over the years, as I was a very young safety professional, I worried about, I just want to be in compliance with OSHA. That was awesome and great, but I didn't factor in other things. It took me a couple of years to kind of say, so how do I get proactive and make the company more proactive in dealing with potential hazards, as opposed to we're stuck with what we're stuck with, and then we figure out how to make it safe. So for me at least, over the years, my vision has kind of changed, and some of it's just from age, experience, and all that stuff. Some of it's from talking to other safety professionals to kind of see what they're doing out there. And there's not going to be a one size fits all, just like there's not going to be a right or wrong answer to this question about having a vision, because it has to be right for you, your company, and your situation. So some people are in a company where it's a very top down driven safety program then. And that doesn't mean it's not a good program, but you have limited influence. You can influence your site, you can in, like influence certain things, but you may not have a overall influence on the company program out there. That's okay too. The big thing is that you have a vision, and then how do we put that vision into action? Like I talked about before, I wanted to have a um, proactive way to assess hazards and all that stuff before we bought something. So I started thinking, so how do I figure out if we're even buying something safe? How do I figure out if we can even handle the chemicals if I don't even have a list of the chemicals to start with? So you start to come up with these strategies and ask yourself questions, and you're peeling back an onion, and you say, how do I insert myself into X process? And of course, at first you're just inserting yourself so that then you can insert it and make sure that the safety part is being taken care of. As safety professionals, we're seeing it in a support role a lot of the times. So in a support role, you're not always part of the decision making process. A lot of times you're part of we've made a decision, we're going forward, and now we've built this building. We've installed a new product line. We're going to build a new widget, whatever we're going to do. So anytime that we can proactively insert ourselves, and this is just a example of what worked good for me. You have to look at what's going to work good for you. Talk with other safety professionals, and not that they have a better vision than you have, but think about, like, if we're all looking at a pizza. There may have be 8 slices of that pizza, but we all have a different angle out there. So sometimes somebody has solved a problem. They solved an issue that you've been thinking about, and you can say, I can take that and morph that into my situation. It's not always going to be a 100% fit, but if somebody else has really come up with something that's good, that can help you save time and effort and get stuff going. And they can also impart that knowledge on. They probably didn't do it right the first time. So what would they go back and change again? And that also helps too. So okay, episode 183 is complete. There is no right or wrong answer in this. There's just, do you have a vision? And part of that vision is, where do you see yourself, your safety program? How do you see this in the future? Because we're always evolving. It would be awesome to say, I see myself and my program in this fashion. I'm there in 6 months. Well, that's not always true, because okay, you're there in 6 months. Well, what then? There's always something to work on in safety. The work never ends out there. So there's always another hazard, something else to tackle. So, episode 183 is complete. I want to thank everybody for joining me today. My name is Dr. David Ayers. Thank you and have a safe day.